folks? Today I would like to talk to you guys about disservicing narcissistic people. Not necessarily clinical narcissists, but like I always told you guys, if I'm speaking about narcissism, then I'm speaking about a narcissist. It doesn't matter if there's a clinical, definitive in a book somewhere. If you're doing narcissistic shit, then that's what you are. Okay, let's get that out the way. So we're going to talk about disservicing behavior from narcissistic type people. Just to throw that in there for those people that say, "Oh, you're not classified as a narcissist." A narcissist is a narcissist. Doesn't matter if they do it on Monday or Wednesday or whatever way they disenfranchise. The disservice is something that they seek for the purpose of self-gratification, which is uplifting themselves by tearing you down. Now, this is a really bad self-esteem issue, which is what I'm coming to see is that the world at large has some really bad esteem issues, right? We forgot who God was, right? We don't appreciate, all of the things in the universe that are in place to keep us alive and just support our life forms or whatever. We just don't get these things, So today we're going to bring it more closer, back to earth, and we're going to talk about the fucking fools of the world, the people that, disservice you in different ways. Maybe you're in the store. I've had this happen a couple of times. I go in some old dollar store or something, and I'm talking to someone who's clearly hell bent on being disrespectful. Now, why do I say this? You got 3 people in line. Let's say I'm the 4th person. I watch 3 people go through the line, and based on maybe something about their characteristic or something, you may treat them with respect. Respect it's superficial really, because you don't know the person, but showing them a general courtesy of respect, right? Hey, how you doing? You're in customer service. That's what you say. You greet your customers. Okay? But in these situations, you'll watch 3 people go through line, and all of them got that kind of courtesy greeting, maybe some discussion or something. And then when you get in line, the clerk doesn't speak to you. The clerk doesn't say anything to you. They just start taking your stuff and ringing it up. And they do this on purpose. I've watched this many times. I told you people, I study human behavior. The reason why the planet is so screwed up is because of humans, right? Nothing else on this planet is ruining the planet except for humans. Okay? It's our ego. It's the conscious ego that we have. Right? The idea that the sun sets on our ass. The sun dutifully does his job for the purpose of God. Okay? Everything in the universe is doing the duty, except for you people. So, you think it's all about you. The sun rises and sets on your ass, and you don't even appreciate that very sun, who gives you this great life force. Food and certain things, and, you don't appreciate this. And so, you're in line. I don't want to take it off, go around off the subject, but, you're in line and you see these people, 3 people go by, and when you get in line, it makes you feel a certain type of way. And this is what the people are actually trying to do. They're trying to show you by demonstration, each person who goes through line is worthy of some type of respect. But based on how you look, because you don't know these people, you probably, some case you just stop through this store. I get this a lot. And I try to tell people, some of my friends have businesses, and I try to talk to them because we talk about this together. Like, we're in this together. I'm doing something, they're doing something. We talk about how to grow business in a positive way, right? What disenfranchises our business? It's actually the people that you hire to do the job for you. If you're not smart, that's why I talk about intelligence. If you're not smart enough or insightful enough to look at the very people that you're going to hire who's going to work in your establishment. Some of these people may steal money from you. Some of these people may severely piss off your loyal customers, and you never see them again. And then every year you're steadily watching your profit margin go down. And you're thinking it's something you're doing. Maybe you're ordering this too much, and so you try to cut corners and do all types of shit. But the real problem is right in front of your face. The assholes that you hired because they had a pulse, simply because they were breathing. So you hire these people. They have psychological problems. It's low self-esteem. Now, how do we get there? We got there because of other fucking idiots, other fucking people. The people who raised that person, who treated that person in a certain type of way and scarred them mentally, where either they became narcissists or, it enriched something about how they, in their minds about how they should treat other people. You always pit, your children against each other. You always, you see these people in society and your jobs and stuff, and you know that there's something wrong with them. It obviously came from some traumatic event. It doesn't have to be, life-threatening or anything, but it could just be in the form of being harassed or intimidated or something, or bullied, or, constantly all through your lives or something. And so when you become adults, you're affected products of that bullshit. See it every day. So what I do when I go in these situations, I don't, some people will just go up to the line, they'll say, hey, how you doing? They'll try to force the clerk. I don't force the clerk. If you don't have enough sense to greet me as a customer, because remember, when I keep coming in that store, that's how you have a job. See, you guys I don't know what's going on with you guys, right? We shouldn't have money, but whatever. We do this. This is the world we live in. People go to work every day, right? And you're one of those assholes. And yeah, sometimes vice versa, the customer can be a real asshole too. But right now, today, we're talking about those people who purposely try to be disrespectful to you. And that's the problem, because really that's based on ignorance, foolishness, craziness. So we know that somebody raised you, and a lot of you people out there, I've noticed that too. I have a young niece who's in college, and we went and visited her campus. I noticed there was a lot of assholes in general. People who think they're of various walks of education, people who think of themselves as esteemed and don't know shit, right? Don't know shit. Know some book shit, think they know something, go through their lives being idiots and assholes, and then in the end realize that they were just fucking fools, like most of you guys. Not the people who are a part of this, but you know who I'm talking about. Those fools out there, we know. The exalted people. So I want you to think about how you felt the last time you went in the store and had someone be disrespectful to you. How did it feel? Did you like it? So think about that, folks. Let's stop that. Let's stop the channel for a minute. Let's put it on pause. Okay? The reason why it's important that you think about your own feelings, and this is what I always talk about, it's called a mirror, folks. I always talk to you about that mirror. The mirror is important because when you look in the mirror, you get an assessment of the piece of shit that you are or the possible potential greatness that you could be. Okay? You're never going to ride your ego and think you're going to be great because you always give it to God. You always humble yourself, right, in this lifetime. But just in general, having a good sense of self-esteem, knowing who you are, knowing that these positive characteristics that you built on are going to take you forward in life. You don't have to stoop to the level of the shitbags that you deal with every day, right? So realizing how you feel when people disrespect you is how you learn how to not be disrespectful to other people. You get what I'm saying? Disservice, okay? Costing your business money, and then your hours get cut and you're complaining and shit, but you don't realize you are on the front line. You are a main component to that store making money or whatever. You're working in a dollar store, you're not making much money. You're dealing with all walks of life of people who make various incomes or whatever, and they shouldn't think they're better than you for that reason, because we all dutifully do a job for the Most High. Okay? He has the ultimate job. So you're nobody. That's why I say you're fucking fools, I've seen it on so many levels. I'm talking about the poorest people to the richest folks. Everyone seems to be a fucking fool these days. And that's why the world is troubled, because the narcissism or the behavior of the narcissism is what is pushed in this world. The go-getters, I call them the fucking bullshitters. That's what I call them, not go-getters, right? So I've had this happen several times, and it's funny because I'm like, either you don't like your job and you're suffering, you're hurting, so you want to hurt me. And that's what it's about. It's about simple psychology. You're dealing with people who are on the level of a 7-year-old emotionally, okay? They look grown and shit, but when you look really closely at them and through them, you see that they have some stuff going on. And that is why they behave the way that they act and treat you. Okay, they'll probably never get it. Hopefully, God willing, they will get it someday, because it'll cost them in the end. But if they don't get it, you know, just chalk it up to the way of the world, and realize that if you're going to be a better person, you're going to effectively change the world. But it takes enough of y'all. I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over again until you guys get it in your heads that it's not cool to be assholes or disservicing or disrespectful for many reasons. I do have a business, right? And people who do work for me and stuff, I'm very respectful to them. I've talked to you about this in many videos. I pay them well. You know, if they're doing a job or something, if I'm contracting somebody, I make sure I do, a good job of doing that. I respect their work, and I expect in exchange them to do their dutiful jobs and appreciate, right, and respect me, okay, for offering that work to them. I don't want them to cut corners or anything like that, but I'm not going to ride them. You see what I'm saying, folks? It's a give and take. It's a push and pull, okay? It's an equal balance that you have to have in these situations. A lot of you foolish business owners keep losing money, and because you're a fucking narcissist yourselves, you don't really look at the problem, which is you and all of the assholes like you, because you hired them. They had cutthroat qualities. They had the ability to lie. They had the ability to set people up. All that bullshit you enjoy so much, right? Because you're a fucking stupid fool. You're a childish, immature asshole is what you are. Hate to put it so bluntly, but a lot of you guys need it. You need this boot right now, okay? So what you want to do, and what I do, let's go back to that, the disservice thing. When I'm in these situations, I do not try to force the person's hand like I was just saying. I don't try to do that. I just go through the line, not quietly, don't say anything, just get my stuff and walk out. Because if you're not willing to greet me, then I'm probably not coming back in that store. Doesn't matter if the business owner wants to laugh about it, or you want to laugh about it with your coworkers and I did this or that. Doesn't matter if you did that, okay? Because I'm never coming back. Now, who's going to be hurting in the end? If I were to come in that store 15 times, in maybe 2 months or something, who's going to be hurting? See, I'm showing you that the business owner is going to lose out, and that's why you're going to lose out. Your punk ass is really going to lose out. And you just don't get it. So I don't say anything, folks, because I really think it's severely, grossly unprofessional. And I really like to do clinicals with this. I like to study this environment and the situation and say, why would somebody hire that person? I know I would never hire that person, right? They're not equipped. They don't have, they're not helpful, nothing. What did that person deserve other than putting some groceries or something on the turn thing or something? Other than doing that, what do they deserve for you to completely treat them disrespectfully, not even acknowledge them? They don't know you. They're just customers. They're trying to buy something. So you speak to 3 people, and then the 4th person, you act like you don't have anything to say. You're not smiling because you're angry, right? You don't like that person. You are literally a fucking fool. Got people taking walks through here too, guys. But you are literally a fucking fool, right? Because you don't know who you are. You're connected to that other person. You breathe air. You're not better than that person. You're working at the fucking dollar store or something. I mean, I'm not putting that down. See, let me rephrase how I said that. But I'm showing you how you're literally in the same boat that you're trying to put somebody else in, mentally. And that's because you're hurting about your own state of affairs. You get what I'm saying? You're hurting. You're in pain. So now I have to feel pain because of your problems. See how that's psychologically dysfunctional? See how it's assholic at best or worst, however you want to look at it. My thing I'm trying to explain to you is that looking in the mirror, because a lot of you just can't do that. You've done some things and you're just not able to do that. But for those of you who are normal, who can look in the mirror, okay, I want you to reflect. And that mirror is inside of you. It's not really an external mirror. It's representative of something, right? It's metaphor. Some of you people you don't get it. So you look in yourselves, right? When you look in yourselves and realize who you are, you think about how you got there. You think about all the people in your life that told you this or told you that, made you act like children. All of the people that you have an attitude with for no reason. even if you don't like the way they look or anything, right? Is it really fair to them for you to treat someone because you think they have more money than you or something, or their car or something, whatever stupid, trivial thing? That's why I said this earth is full of fools. Just full of it. You know, y'all will learn one day. Trust me, I can promise you that. I'm certain you will learn. So, if you're an employee at a store, think about how you treated people this week. If you enjoyed it, realize, because you may not realize, but realize that you have an issue. You have some psychological problems. You could be a fucking narcissist. If not, you enjoy employing narcissistic tactics, which makes you what? If I like to rob banks, right, on the weekends, what am I? Am I a weekend bank robber, or am I just a bank robber? You get what I'm saying? Narcissists come in all forms. They're your school teachers. They're your fucking bosses. They're your friends, your wives, your husbands, right? Co-workers, everything. There are all of these people in the world that make your world suck. And not because you wanted to suck. And that's why you keep a good heart. But you just think about what you're up against. Right? The demoniac activity of these narcissistic fools who literally have spiritual dysfunction and mental dysfunction in the same house, in the same body. That's sickening, and you'll watch it. Right? So don't disservice people if you're at a job, because you could hurt yourself in the end by the customer's count gets shorter and then you are out of a job, right? And if you're dealing with another narcissistic coworker, they'll just cut your throat and get your job and take your hours. You get what I'm saying? So you'll get your karma for that. But if you're a customer, right, and you want to be, because I didn't speak about this, but I'll talk quickly. If you're a customer and you're going in the store being entitled, obviously as a customer you're entitled, but you shouldn't just talk down to the staff. I've seen this too many times. I've been at too many functions where people that I thought were decent, I would watch them get around these wait staffers and service people and treat them like shit on the ground. Because even shit on the ground has a purpose. You get what I'm saying? But y'all treat them like they're not anything. Right? And it's really, really troubling. Just think about that. Get that mirror. I love bad behavior, folks. But what I love to see more is active efforts to curb disservicing people in establishments or just in your lives in general, right? Because then we'll get a better world, right? The gloom and doom exists because there are gloom and doom people who like to propel this bullshit around. And I don't mean complaining about it. Complaining about it is pointing to that bullshit. Saying, hey, there's shit right there, don't step in it. That's what complaining is, okay? I'm talking about the people who literally live off of the energy of that negative bullshit. Those are the demoniacs, and those are the people who cause the problem. So look in the mirror, fix yourself. Like, share, and subscribe. Pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. It's on Amazon. It's also, you can get it on my website, thinkbehavior.info. And you guys have a great day. And I'm going to do the same, right? Take my walk. People are starting to come out. Like I said, I got somebody looking over here. They want to walk towards me. So, you guys have a good day. Think about what I said. We'll talk soon. Take care.